Hello friends, welcome to my channel, Books, Reading and Stuff, and I'm Jim. Today, Monday 6th of March, I unexpectedly have a day off. Normally I'd be teaching 4 lessons today, but for some reason, for different reasons actually, they've all cancelled. So I'm going to have a bookish day. So what is a bookish day, I hear you ask? Well, let me show you. First, I'm going to NetGalley. NetGalley is a site where you can request advanced reader copies. I've had 24 advanced reader copies from NetGalley and I've reviewed all 24. So I'll have a look to see if there's any titles that interest me. And I found one, Witch King by Martha Wells. I don't know anything about the Witch King, but I've heard Martha Wells. I've heard the Murder Bot stories have been very well received, so I'd be interested to see what her writing is like. It's science fiction, stroke fantasy, which is something which interests me. I don't always get my requests. I've had 4 requests declined because these were very sought after books, and this channel is not a massive channel, so the 4 that have been declined were Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle, Zevin, The Secret of Hartwood Hall by Katie Lumsden. Katie was the booktuber that inspired me to start a booktube channel. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree, and Noor by Nnedi Okorafor. After NetGalley, I go onto Amazon to have a look at the Kindle Deals. Michael K. Vaughan put up an interesting video recently about how we don't own the books we get from Kindle, and they can change the covers, change the wording. They could even take away these books if they really wanted to. And in the deals today, I see Gideon the Ninth by Tamsyn Muir. I've heard about this, but I don't know a lot about it. It's been on my radar, so I might watch some booktube channels to find out what other booktubers thought of this book. And then I go on to Booktube. If you don't know Booktube, Booktube is YouTube, but it's the bookish content on YouTube. And I would start with my notifications. If I have any comments on videos I've uploaded, I'll have a look at those and answer those. And then I'll have a look at my subscription feed to see if any of the people I'm following have put up videos which interest me. I'm following about 1,000 different YouTubers, so I can't watch all on my subscription feed, but I see Steve Donahue's put up some 14K question and answer videos, so I'll watch some of those. And I see Katie Lumsden, who wrote The Secret of Hartwood Hall, has put up her February reading wrap-up. Her channel is Books and Things, so that will be interesting. Alan has put up Something Strange, Irish white boy claps to funky music while doing art. That's very short, so I'll have a look at that. And Gareth Howes, whose channel is Books, Songs and Other Magic, has a video, a short, about Legends and Lattes, which is one of the books I was declined for, but I'd be interested to see what he has to say about that. I'll put the links to the books and the channels mentioned in the show notes below if you want to have a look at any of these. Tonight, because it's the first Monday in the month, is Tbilisi Book Swap. I made a video about Tbilisi Book Swap. I can link it here. We exchange books. I meet with other bibliophiles and we exchange books, usually in English. Last time, in February, I got 2 great books. Night Circus, which is on my TBR this month, by Erin Morgenstern, and Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James, which I hope to get to sometime soon. I'm not sure what I'll be taking. If you see this top shelf here, the books here that are horizontal, I'll be selecting from those some books to take to the book swap, and hopefully I'll swap them for something interesting. And a bookish day wouldn't be bookish without actually doing some reading. I'm currently reading 4 books. This one, The Blind Assassin. I'm at page 139, 140. I'm taking it slowly. I just love the writing. It's here. She's saying, "Listen to the clock ticking," I said. It was a pendulum clock, an antique white and gold china. It had been grandfather's. It stood on the mantelpiece in the library. Laura thought I'd said licking. And it was true. The brass pendulum swinging back and forth did look like a tongue, licking the lips of an invisible mouth, eating up the time. It became autumn. Laura and I picked milkweed pods and opened them to feel the scale-shaped seeds overlapping like the skin of a dragon. We pulled the seeds out and scattered them on their flossy parachutes, leaving the leathery brownish-yellow tongue soft as the inside of an elbow. Then we went to the Jubilee Bridge and threw the pods into the river to see how they'd sail before they capsized or were swept away. Did we think about them as holding people or a person? I'm not sure, but there was a certain satisfaction in watching them go under. I just love Margaret Atwood's writing, and I don't think this should be rushed. This is a reread for me, The Blind Assassin. Another book which I'm really enjoying the writing is On a Moonlit Night by Caradog Pritchard. This is for Dewithon. I saw this recommended on Kieran's channel, Kieran KD Books. And I also saw Roz at Scallydandling about the book. She read it last year and really liked it. She gave it 5 stars. This is a book published in 1961 and translated from the Welsh. It's set in the First World War period in a small town, Bethesda, in the north of Wales. And it's the coming-of-age story of a 10-year-old boy. And the writing, even in translation, is amazing. I can't read, unfortunately, the original Welsh. The Welsh title was Ynys Olalwyad. I lived in Wales for 5 years, but sadly I don't speak the language. The other 2 books I'm reading, this Mammoth here, Cryptonomicon, my mammoth, because March in Booktube is March the Mammoths, where we try to read books which are over 800 pages. This is 910. It's a mixture of historical fiction and science fiction about cryptography during the Second World War, when the Allied forces were trying to break the Enigma code, and also at the end of the 21st century, where these people are trying to create a cryptocurrency. I was wondering for a long time where I could pick up some Agatha Christie books cheaply, and then I thought about the Internet Archive. It's a place you can borrow books, borrow ebooks. The loan period is just 1 hour, but you can keep renewing it as long as nobody else takes the book out. I first did this with Sparkling Cyanide, which I didn't have any problems renewing for hour after hour after hour until I'd finished it. So now I'll be reading Death on the Nile for March Mystery Madness, another Booktube event I'm participating in. So now I will also be editing this video and putting it up and be reading, hopefully. So see you on the next video. Bye.